is. I'm not sure when I'm going to put this up. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aziza, also known as Gourmet Pens, hence the Gourmet Pens channel. Today we are looking at a new notebook. I recently purchased this notebook at the Leuchtturm event that was held here in Canada. It was in Toronto. It was very safe, and I'm going to share it with you. So this is their new premium, like 120 gram edition. It is made in Germany, smooth writing surface, very low transparency, suitable for a variety of writing instruments, and it is available in their hardcover, A5, and because it was at the event, I got free embossing, so I had Gourmet pens put on it in copper or bronze. No, it was copper. So just so you know, they are $23.50 US. I paid the Canadian equivalent. And this is their pretty, what color is this? Port red. And mine is blank. What? Oh, all of that is up here. 120. Oh, hilarious. Danke. There is all the languages except for English. For those of us who don't. Okay, here is the thing. 203 pages, acid free. It has 2 bookmarks, a pocket in the back, and oh, it's German design and paper production, made in Taiwan. Written or drawn content retains its contours and does not shine through. Paper this makes it versatile, blah blah blah. Brush pens, markers. Okay, so let me grab my brush pen. Okay, I have a brush pen here, and I have fountain pens, so, and an acrylic. Let's just play. So we're gonna play. It's a thick notebook. That is a lot of book paper. It has a table of contents. I never use the table of contents. We're going to turn it this way because this is the way we wash our hands. We're going to play on this page. Let's do the brush pen first. I'm sorry, I'll stop doing that. Let's do the brush pen first because I'm more excited about the fountain pens. So today we are September, and so let me write September. The paper is smooth but not coated. I mean, it doesn't feel like shiny coated. It does have the guide sheets at the back, which is wide ruling, and a grid, and the sticker for the front, and then also for the spine. So let's do this because I've already written September and it looks horrendous. It's kind of hard to see because the paper is fairly thick, but I can see it. You probably can't see it, but I can see it from where I am, but it's not super clear. So if you really rely on the guide sheets, maybe go for the other rulings. They're lined or dot or something. September. But if you're arting on it, you may not care. It's September 2021. Okay, so this is a Tombow. I'm not a super frequent user of brush pens. I don't even think this is a real brush. It's like a calligraphy pen. Tombow. Yeah, that guide is really tough to see. I do rely on guides for pretty posts, but otherwise I don't. So I don't mind a huge amount. Yeah, I'm gonna shake this up. I was gonna turn the page and start afresh because this is ugly already, but whatever. We're just doing first impressions together. Let's put some of this on here. This is liquid acrylic. And I have a brush pen for brushing it around. It's very pretty. It's quite pearlescent. It is... I used this before for notebook videos because it's quite thick, and I think it's a good example for like other media. I think. I don't... Oh, and it looks so pretty. Hi. I don't know about other things. I've got my little Wanderlust watercolors dot card for watercolor testing. I also have other watercolors, but let's do this one. The paper is not super white, like it's not the bright white, but it's not cream yellow. I like it. It's like a natural shade, easy on the eyes. I like how it feels. It's not super smooth, but it's not toothy. I like it. So far, it's looking pretty good. So let's flip that, let that dry. The brush part is already dry. We're gonna do this. There's no bleed through yet. There might not be any at all. Let's do some. I have mostly very broad nibs. Big surprise. I just like it that way, okay? Okay, this is, I have the guide under here. It just seems quite useless, so. This is one of my go-to tester pens and also go-to enjoy pens. It is the Moonman something. I have a video on it. Moonman C1, I think, C2, something. With the Fude nib. I'm using the flip side, and the ink is Sailor Manu Akibi. And things are really slow here today because I just feel like doing this chill. So I hope you're okay with that. This is the Esterbrook. I'm not following the guide because I cannot see it that well. SD oversize. This wicked color is sea glass. The nib is medium and the ink is Colorverse. Green Goddess. Okay. I spent like $35 on this notebook. I think that was 30 or 36. It looks very unimpressive so far. I do think the acrylic looked good and the brush pen looked good, but I'm not super happy about this yet, or so far, with the fountain pens. This is a Pen BBS number 1 calligraphy nib, and the ink is Gihabin Carré de Trapique. Okay, I have used very broad writers thus. Oh, that's way too sharp. Thus far, and I'm going to continue to do that. So let's use the edge of this pilot parallel. To give it a nice fine line. I do see some shading on the Carré de Trapique, like it looks good. Akkerman is a very sheeny ink, so I picked that for some sheen. And the thing is, I know this is going to work really nicely with pencil because the Leuchtturm usually works well with pencil. Okay. This page, this is still a tiny bit, like the paper itself is wet, not the writing. I think this page did well. The pearlescence looks good. It shaded quite nicely. There's no like feathering and bleeding. And the backside looks really good. It's a little warped, but I think this is just the wetness from the water. The fountain pens. Well, it didn't feather. Like it didn't feather. It looks like it is fountain pen friendly. There's no sheen. Shading is okay. I would just say it's okay. And there's show through, which is totally fine, totally usable still. But this is almost starting to bleed. I will ignore that because that's a very wet parallel. But this was just the Fude nib, and it wasn't that wet, and it's starting to come through. So I don't know. Green Goddess looks really flat. Gourmet Pen's pink looks really flat, and we all know that's the best pink ever. I'm not super thrilled. I actually think their non-premium versions are more enjoyable with fountain pens. So that's great. Now I have a giant notebook that I don't want to use. But yeah, you can use it with pencil. It'll certainly work. This is going to be a pencil notebook for sure because I'm not going to waste the experience using fountain pens when I don't even enjoy it. Disappointing? Yeah. I mean, they don't say it's like made for fountain pens. Elastic closure, gusseted pocket, thread bound book, opens flat. Yeah, I mean, smooth writing surface, suitable for a variety of writing instruments, sure. Okay, so in fairness, it's not like this is supposed to be fountain pen friendly. It is meant for a variety of media. It works really well with the acrylic, works well with the brush pen and the watercolor. It's just not really for fountain pens. Or not the way that I like my fountain pens and paper to interact with each other. I like it to be juicy. I like lots of shading. I like sheen. I like to really see the colors. Let me do one more test. I'm going to do a GP style test, and that is where I'm going to... Give me a second here. This is an inky mass test. Okay, got that. Gonna add a touch of water. And there's some leftover watercolor in there. And let's use this one because it has sheen in theory. Okay, now we have done that. Let me just grab this. Can dry off that extra water. Okay. So what we have is the watercolor did well. It didn't feather, but what it's happening because it's not quid, it is sort of just sinking into the page. So, and there's a bit of bleed through. Okay, this notebook is not meant for fountain pens to really enjoy them. This is definitely an other writing instrument notebook. That's perfectly fine. They don't say it's made for fountain pens. They just say it's, what is it? 120 gram paper, and that's okay. So there you go. I spent $30-something on this. Okay, anyway, I hope this was useful. I hope it helped pass some time on this week, in this year, of this century that's lasting forever. That's all. You know the deal. I would love it if you would like and subscribe and share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you a Leuchtturm fan? Do you love it or hate it? Were you hoping this would be fountain pen friendly? I was. But here we go. You know how it goes, all of that stuff. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you watching. Appreciate your comments and questions. And I also appreciate the kindness towards myself and each other in the comments. If you really want, you can find me on Patreon, and you can also find me in the Gourmet Pen shop where you can get stuff like this. And that is all. I'm gonna sign out now. Take care, everybody. See you next time. Bye.